Okay, sorry. Back to the video.
Scandals happen all the time. The question is, how do democracies respond to those scandals?
And what will it mean for the wider region? I think one of your children has just walked in. I mean, shifting sands in the region. Do you think relations with the North may change?
I would be surprised if they do. Pardon me.
Pardon me.
My apologies.
What's this going to mean for the region?
My apologies. North Korea, South Korea's policy choices in North Korea have been severely limited in the last 6 months to a year.
Okay, did you have a chance to see the video? Were you able to see? Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on there? What feedback can you share about what you just saw?
A lot of distractions.
Distractions, right?
The reporter was questioning the, I don't know, he questioned someone.
Yes, he was doing an interview.
Interviewing.
Right? He was doing an interview and it was a very
BBC, from BBC.
Yes, from BBC. So what we were looking at is a virtual interview. They were using some video conferencing app or virtual meeting app to carry out that interview, right? But at the same time, the interview, the person they were asking the questions to had distractions behind, right? So I think it was his child coming in and then the children, and then the parent coming to collect them and take them out of the room, right? So if you have had a Zoom meeting before or a Zoom event, you may have experienced this yourself or seen it happen to somebody else, right? So those are the things that again, with digital literacy, we have to adapt to situations like that. So the purpose of the video was to share with you that no longer there's this formality of if you do an interview, it has to be face-to-face and seriousness in the environment, right? So it's okay if at any point in time you're doing a Zoom call or Zoom event with your family members, you'll have those things happening behind you. Those are things we cannot control, right? But, so as I mentioned, that interview happened using an application. A program that was used to do that interview, right? And that's what we're going to be looking at today. Applications. Let me just share, ensure that I am sharing the correct screen here. Okay, yes. So we'll be looking at applications and focusing, today we'll be focusing on Zoom, the application that we are currently using. This is the application we're using today, right? The Zoom application. And we will try see if we can start touching on the WhatsApp application. Okay. How many of these applications do you recognize?
Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Viber.
Facebook, Instagram, that's right.
All except Snapchat.
All except Snapchat, right? So what are you looking at here are applications, and these are the icons that you would see on your phone, on your mobile device. Are what we call applications. These are programs that either the computer or the phone will use to connect you to the internet. Okay? And each application serves a specific purpose. So in this case, we're looking at, say, for example, Facebook. That application is for communication, for socializing, versus YouTube. Right. So YouTube and Facebook, those are two different applications because they serve two different purposes. And you also have Gmail. Gmail is a different application. Okay. So again, it's a doorway to the internet, depending on what purpose you want to access the internet. Okay. So this is more or less what you'll be looking at, or you will be seeing on your mobile device when we are looking at applications. This looks familiar to you, correct? If you have a mobile device or a phone, this is what you will see more or less.
Yes.
We all own a smartphone. Do we all have a touch screen type of phone? Yes. First, yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
For us to be able to access these applications, it has to be what we call, the technical word would be a smartphone, right? Smartphone is just one of these touch screen phones. It's not those, the keypad where you dial, the keypad phones, right? Those are not called smartphones. So once we have the smartphones, we have that ability to access the internet. Let's move on with this one. So as I mentioned, these applications are called programs that you download from your tablet or from your phone, or sometimes even from your computer, right? Some of the programs you can download, some of the applications you can download from the computer. Many of these applications are free to use. We do not have to pay for us to be able to use these applications. Okay. And what do they do again? Just repeating what I had mentioned, they give you the ability to access the internet to do exactly what you can do in the internet. Remember in the first session, we had discussed what all we can do on the internet, right? We can communicate with our family. We can read the news. We can research on different recipes, different health programs. So the applications allow us to do that. What we call a mobile device.
Mobile.
Also to do that through a mobile device, yes. Because when we do it through the computer, how do we access the internet through the computer? Any of you remember?
If we go to Google.
Through Google, right? And what is what do we call that? Google has one of those.
Web browser.
Search engine.
The web browser.
Web
Very
browser.
good. Was that Miss Corrine? Sure. Who said
Lorraine.
browser? Miss Lorraine, sorry. The web browser, right? For us to access the internet, we first have to go to the web browser. And then in the web browser, there's the search engine to help us search and try to locate what it is that we're trying to find. But when you're on your tablet or on your phone, it does have a web browser, right? But it's easier to just go directly to the application. You can go directly to your email through the Gmail application. You can go directly to Facebook through your Facebook application, right? On the computer, you would have to go through the web browser and then go to the search engine and search for Facebook. But with the use of the application, once you download the application, because that's what we need to do first, once we download the application, we just have to find the application on our phone, tap on it, and it takes us to Facebook. Right, so it's as easy as that. And I'm pretty sure we have access to these applications at the moment. So that is what applications are for. It helps us to access the internet the same way that the browsers do, except in a more efficient and easier manner.
An easier way.
Yes, it's so much easier just tapping on it and getting what it is that you want, right? Okay. How many of you have been able or had the have had the opportunity to download an application on your own? Any application?
I haven't.
Okay. Anyone has had the chance to download it?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Okay, so some of you know how to download an application, right? So for those of you that do not have, let me just share a little bit on how to go ahead and download an application. And if you need further assistance, your mentor could guide you step by step on how to do it. Right? Because it takes a bit of a process to download and install an application. But what do we need to know when we're downloading an app? Right? So the first thing that we want to understand is the type of device that we're using. What is it that we're using? Are we using a phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Are we using a tablet? Right? What is it? Where do we want to download that application?
On
And
the phone?
on the phone. Okay.
Phone.
On the phone. So if it's on the phone, I'm not sure if you have heard before when people are referring to different mobile devices or to different phones, if they're an Android phone, an Apple phone, or a Windows phone. Right?
Android.
So do you know what type of phone do you have in terms of these different labels? Is it an Android phone?
Android. That's the phone I have.
You have an Android phone.
Yes, mom.
Do you,
I don't know what kind of phone I have. And just buy it and give it.
okay, at the back, does it say anything?
Mine said Samsung.
Okay, great. So let me share with you.
Okay. Emily, what kind of phone I have there?
Most of the phones are Android phones. If you have a Samsung,
Alcatel, all right. My granddaughter.
Alcatel is an Android phone, right?
All right.
Yes. So we have Samsung, we have Alcatel, we have, if you have an Asus phone, I'm just listing the ones that are common in Belize because there's so many others. If you have an HP phone, those are Android phones. And these labels are only specifically to know how the phone operates, right? That we're looking at the brain of the phone. So the brain of an Android operates a little bit different than the brain of an Apple phone versus the brain of a Windows phone. Right? So it's just but we don't need to get into in depth with it, but it sounds like most of you have an Android phone. These are the most common type of phones that we have around, these Android phones. The reason why is because when we're talking about Android phones, regardless if it's a Samsung or an Alcatel or an HP phone, the steps to download will be similar, right? It will be similar in these types of phones. That's the beauty about the internet. They have simplified so many of these processes to make it easy for the user to access. Okay, so once we know what type of phone we have, we look for the Play Store. Now, the Play Store itself is an application is in itself as well. Okay? So let me show you this here. What we want to be looking for is this icon. Can you see that says Play Store? So Play Store is basically the store where we want to go and look for applications. Right, so the Play Store has a lot of applications available. All we need to know is what kind of applications we're looking for. right? If we're looking for Facebook, if we're looking for WhatsApp. And remember, Play Store is only if we want to download or install an application. Right? Once we have installed the application, we do not need to go to the Play Store unless it's to update the application, but this is another topic. So once we know where the Play Store is, which is this one, you will open the application. So you open it by clicking on it or tapping on it, right? Let me go back here to the PowerPoint that I had. Okay, so once we look for the Play Store, we, again, like I mentioned, you need to know what type of application you're searching for, right? And then once you find the application, you just tap on the application and it will give you the option to install. So the installation is what will download it to your phone and prepare it for you to be able to use. Okay. So when we get a phone or a mobile device, when we get a mobile device, we will see that there are already applications that have been downloaded already that we don't have to download, right? The Play Store is one of those applications. The Play Store is one of those applications. So we don't have to worry about downloading the Play Store. It comes already on the phone. One important thing as well, remember when we're accessing the internet, we have to have a unique identity, right? We have a unique identity on the internet. So when we're downloading an application and we want to access these applications, we need to already have an email account. Okay? So that is what the application will use to identify us. So if we download the YouTube application, for example, it will ask you for a login. If you use, if you want to use Facebook or WhatsApp, it asks you for an email address. So that's the email, that's the account that we will be using for these applications to identify us, who is the owner. So if you don't have one, which I think all of you already have one, but if you don't have one, or if you forget the password for it, you will need to change the password, right? It takes a little bit of process. But for those things, you can always ask for assistance because those are a little bit more complex. Okay, so again, just to recap, for us to be able to access an application, we need to download the application first, right? It's like if we have, if we want to have a TV at home, we have to buy it first, right? We just cannot go to courts and sit down and watch a TV that's up for sale, but we have to go to courts, buy the TV, take it home, and then program it for us to be able to use. So it's the same concept with the applications. We need to go to the Play Store, download it, customize it to your need, and then you'll be able to start using it. Okay. So ladies, tell me which applications you have been using already. Which apps you use?
Facebook, WhatsApp, Viber.
Facebook, WhatsApp, Viber. Okay, any other one?
Pinterest,
Pinterest,
Instagram.
Instagram.
But to be honest, I've been doubling because sometimes I get lost in it.
That's okay. It's okay. It happens.
Not sure how to maneuver around in it.
Okay. It takes a lot of practice and a lot of I lost the word that I wanted to say, but it's a lot of trial and error. Let me try this, see what it does. Oh, it doesn't what I want, but it did something that you didn't know it could do. A lot of trial
And sometimes
error.
go around in circles.
Yes, that happens too. That happens too.
You know what I say, Miss Corrine? I said, let me play around with my new toy.
Yeah, the only way you can break it is if you literally drop your phone, or if you drop it in water or something. You can up. Right? There's no danger in trying. There's no threat in you trying. Okay. So those are some of the common applications that everybody already knows how to use, or at least how to start using it, right? Okay, but I want to introduce you today or this morning to Zoom. This is the application that we're using right now to carry out this training session, right? So let me get here. Okay. What is Zoom? What does Zoom do? And what's the application for it? So first of all, it allows users or people to meet online, like we're doing here. We have a little meeting here, a gathering online on the internet. And it allows us to do it with or without video, right? As long as we have some sort of communication, as in other words, as long as you can hear me and I can hear you, that's already some communication happening. Right? So basically that's what Zoom is about. Allows us to meet online with or without video. Okay.
Yeah.
It facilitates that online meeting. And the good thing about Zoom, again, as I mentioned, a lot of these applications are for free. And Zoom offers a free basic package, right? There are other features that they offer for which we have to pay for, but that again depends on why you need those features. Is it something that you need? If you don't need it, then why would you buy it? It's like if you buy a car, if you just buy it to drive around, that's good. But if you need AC, if you need music, if you need tinted glass, those are extra things that we need to pay for. So it's the same thing with Zoom, right? If we don't need it, we can stick to the free basic package, which offers a lot of good things. And how do those meetings happen? How did we start daily, right? It was through an invitation. We all had to get an invitation to join this meeting. It's like if we're hosting a party. You're not invited, you're not welcome.
Right.
There's nothing that we call crash party here. Nobody can crash the party if you don't have the password. Right?
Yeah.
So this is how the online meetings happen. You have to get an invitation or the information to join the session to be able to be a part of it. Okay? And we can use this application on your computer, on your tablet, or from your smartphone, from your mobile device, like what Miss Des is doing. She's using it from her phone. Is anyone here using Zoom from your computer?
No, laptop.
Okay, so you're using it from a laptop.
Laptop, yeah.
Great. And then from your phone,
The phone, yeah.
you are using your phone. Okay, great. So we have
Miss Dulcie, sometimes when my laptop freeze up, I have to join on my phone.
on your phone. Excellent. You have that ability to do that as well. Right?
No, I don't have a tablet.
Yeah, that's okay. No, I was just saying you have that ability to switch from from your laptop to your phone as doing the switch. It allow for that. Okay. So just a little bit of specifics as to what this free package Zoom offers to us users. It encourages personal meetings, right? The basic package is for those of us that want to just have a short meeting, online meeting with one another. It allows for up to 100 people to be in that meeting, right? That's a lot. It's a lot. Up to 100 people to be in that meeting, and it has a limit of 40 minutes. So for the free package, we can meet with 100 people for 40 minutes at a time. Okay, so if it's something that you just want to do with family, you can invite your family members to join. I'm not sure if you would want to invite 100 plus family members, but that was going to be a big gathering, right? And speak with them and have that interaction with them for 40 minutes, right? I mean, that's good enough. If we want more than that, then we have to pay for it, but why not? It's good enough.
You got your face straight up.
Okay, so that is basically just an overview of the Zoom application. How to use Zoom. Is an account necessary? Did you ladies have to create an account with Zoom to be able to join me? To join me in this session? No, right?
No.
Right, so that's a good thing about Zoom. You don't need to have an account to be able to join me in the party, right? But if you want to host an event, unfortunately, you will. It's like if you're hosting a party, you have to have a house to host the party. You can just have a party and be like, Miss Patsy, can we borrow your house to do the party? Or Miss Des, you want to host the party? No, right? So to host a Zoom event, we need an account. We need to create an account. And to create an account, what do we need?
Email address.
Right, we need an email address. And we have an email address?
Yes.
Yes, we have an email address, right? So all we need to do is to download the application.
The application.
Create the account using your email address, and then you automatically get the ability to host meetings. Right, so not only can you participate, but you can also host an event. So you can create a meeting and invite other people to your meeting. Okay, so just remember, if you want to host a meeting, you need an account, and it's quite easy to create the account. You just need your email address and a password. Right?
Just like how you have Miss Elsie.
Yes.
You have an account number.
Yes, yes.
That's why you could have this Zoom meeting.
That's right. Yeah.
So
right. As the host, we had to have an account, right? So I had to have the resources, the space for me to invite you to participate in this session.
Yeah. All right.
We do have an account, and I had to download Zoom to have the program, the app, to carry out the session. Okay. So the next part is joining a Zoom event, but we all know how to join an event, correct? All are here. So yes. You know how to join an event. Okay, share with me how you join your event, because there are different ways on how to go about to join. So well, first here, how you?
We get the invite, we get the ID number, we get the password.
Okay, so walk me through the process. What did you do? Because yes, you are right, and everybody has that, but how did you join the session?
All I just clicked on the link in the invite.
Can you repeat that, Miss Lillian?
First, I But you know, you open the computer, then I open my email, and in the email where you sent me, I click on the Zoom number, and it just jumps up.
Okay, so you joined through what we call a meeting link,
Link
right?
here.
You just clicked on the link and it, like you said, it just jumped up. It prompted you to join Zoom. Okay, anybody else wants to share how they joined the session?
Well, they sent me the link,
Okay.
and I didn't do it. My granddaughter did it. She registered me because her page sent me the link and tell me click on it, and he give you instruction what to do with the link. No, when the link come in, then you have to punch the blue written things that you in blue. In blue, then you click on that and it tell you register, put your name and your email. But I don't have nothing like that. So she used her email address, and so
Okay.
I don't have nothing, nothing like that.
No problem. Hopefully after this, you can have your own.
Yes, because that's what my daughter says. You don't have the like my laptop because you would interact with it more. I only have the phone.
But it's still helpful.
Yes, yes.
Right. So if you don't have a laptop, no issues.
No, but if you have a laptop, you interact with it more. So I only buy a phone and that's it for mine.
Yeah. But nonetheless, it doesn't take away from you
No.
and listening to what we're sharing. Okay. Anybody else? Any different method that you use different from Miss Lillian and Miss Berta?
Well, I don't know that my sister helped me, so.
Okay, no problem. I will share with you what you probably did, right?
Okay.
But yes, the easiest way is to join through a meeting link. And as Miss Berta was explaining, and let me show you an example here. This is more or less what you received, right? So the blocked parts is just items that were censored, but don't let that distract you from the picture, right? So this is more or less what you all received. Yeah. This is what you call the invite. You know, when we send our little invitation cards, well, this is like that. It tells you where, when, the time, what it's for, except decorations. We couldn't do that. But nonetheless, the easiest way to join a Zoom meeting is through the link. And as Ms. Berta was explaining, it's the blue with a lot of words. Okay, it would be this one, right? Let me see if I can get my actual, one moment, ladies. I will just try to search here for my actual invite and show you exactly what you saw. Okay. So here, so here, what I'm showing you is the actual meeting invite that I received for this Zoom session today, okay? And this is the what you call the meeting link. Okay, let me bring this back here. And that link is also known as a URL. Remember when we had discussed URL? Okay, it's an address to your meeting. And instead of remembering all of it, what it does is just hyperlinks it. In other words, you just click on it and it takes you directly to the meeting, right? And the other method of joining is through a meeting ID and password. Okay. So we need to have, if we do not have this link, which takes us directly to the meeting, we need an ID and a password to be able to go to the meeting, right? To access the meeting. And all of this information is found in the invite. So as long as you receive the invite, you will have all of this information to be able to join. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. The meeting password. And how do we use the Zoom app? I think I skipped something here. I'm trying to find, okay. Let me demonstrate to you now how to join with the meeting ID and password. So I will exit this PowerPoint presentation and share with you my Zoom application. Okay, so are you seeing this Zoom window?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that says join a meeting or sign in.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Okay, so this is the application, and it's asking me for my account, right? Signing in means it needs access to my account. So if I click sign in, it says give me your email address and your password, right? So it's your identity. And it's so efficient that it gives you a different option. If you already have a Google account, just click here and Google will extract your information and use it to sign in. Or if you already have a Facebook account, you can click sign in with Facebook and it will take your stored information from Facebook to create your account. Right? So those of you ladies that do not have a Zoom account as yet, if you have a Google account or if you already have a Facebook account, you can easily create a Zoom account using that same information. Right? So I will use my Google account because I already have my Gmail, right? So I select sign in with Google. And it recognizes my Google information. Right, so it automatically now leads me to the home page of the Zoom application. Okay. So at the moment, if you notice here on the home page, it has 4 different actions that I can do with Zoom. Right. Let me maximize this here a little bit. The first one is, it says return to meeting because currently I am hosting a meeting or I'm part of a meeting. So it's telling me, okay, you can go back to the meeting. This one, which says join, it is not activated, as in it's not highlighted or it's gray because I cannot join a meeting while I am already in a meeting, not using this account, right? So it doesn't, I cannot click on it. But if I'm not in the meeting, it gives me the option to join a meeting. I can schedule a meeting, which is to create an event. I want to create an invite to send to my friends, family, or whoever it is you want to be part of the meeting, right? And I can also share my screen, which I am doing at the moment. That's why it's grayed out. So these are 4 different actions that you have available on your home screen. This is what you will see when you have your account created and when you sign into Zoom or to the Zoom application. Right, so let me see here if I have that Okay. Let me bring this back here. We're not using that anymore. So those, again, what we're looking at is how to join a Zoom meeting, right? It's quite easy. You either click the link or we enter the meeting ID and password, which will be right down here. Any questions on how to join a Zoom meeting? I think we have that pretty much down, right? We have it. Okay, great. Now, if we want to host a Zoom event, right? We're no longer participating. We want to create the event. Oh, here is the image that I wanted to show you, right? Remember that what I showed you in my home, the join and the share screen were grayed out. What it would look if you wouldn't be in a meeting. So again, reminder, you need an account to be able to host a Zoom meeting. Okay, and it's very easy to set up. So what we want to look at once we have created our account and we have logged into Zoom, we want to select schedule. This is what we will click on. We want to create an event. Okay, so once we select schedule, let me just bring here a little example of how it would look when we create the meeting. Sorry, ladies, just bear with me for a moment while I get this link. Okay. So once we click on schedule, we will see something like this. This is the window that will pop up. Let me see if I can do this a little bit so that you can. Let's reset this a little bit. Okay. Can you see that? This is the window that will pop up when we click schedule meeting. So this is where we prepare our invite, our invitation. Under topic, we will enter how we want to call our meeting, right? Is it happy hour, Delsey's happy hour, Delsey's Friday night event? Be as creative as you can with your topic. And this is what's going to encourage your participants to join. And then we put here when, the date, of course, of the event and the time. When will it start and at what time? So here is where we enter all of that information, right? And important, we need to ensure we have a meeting ID, which is, again, remember, this is what our participants need, or our guests need to be able to join the meeting. They need a meeting ID. So we can either determine to generate one automatically, or if we have a personal ID, we can select, we can click on personal meeting ID. Right? And another thing with these Zoom meetings, if you notice where it says password, we can create our meeting with our participants needing a password to join. Right, so this means only whoever has the password can join. Or we can remove that option. So as long as they have the meeting ID, they can join. They don't need no password. Right? Again, it depends on how you want to create your meeting. But there's the option for a password to be created or not. If you click on require meeting password, Zoom will create a password for you. It will create a password for you and it will add it to the meeting invite. So you don't have to worry about creating the password. Right? So important things that there are other things that you can add, but you don't have to. So I will just touch on those things that are required. Okay. So remember, you need a topic or a title for your meeting. You need to enter when your meeting will be and at what time. Determine what is going to be your meeting ID and if you need a password or not. Right. So those are 4 important things to remember when you are scheduling your Zoom event. Right? So once you have that, we have entered those details, we go ahead and click on schedule. This one.
That's what you call the link. Hmm?
Once we click on schedule, it will create the link.
All right.
Yes, we'll
You
create
have
it.
to do all those things before you get a link.
That's right. It's
Right.
a process, right? We have to enter the information before we can create the invitation, right? So once we have created once we have entered the invitation, we go ahead and create the invite. So we do that by clicking on schedule.
All right.
Okay. So once we click on schedule, there's this little step that it might prompt you to do, which is it will ask you if you want to create it through your Google Calendar. Right? So it's another application. Just ask you if you want to set it in your calendar event. And in this case, I want to select yes. Right? So I will select which calendar it will be. And in this case, it will be Google Calendar, which is normally the first option. Just click on the first option here.
Hey, teacher. But creating the link.
So once I create that event calendar, it will prompt you to see something like this on my screen, right? This is the invite created. Okay. So this invite is now created in my calendar, in my Google Calendar, which is, as long as you have a Google account, you will have a Google Calendar. It's an automatic access or feature that it provides, right? So what it does, it shows you now what the Google invite will look like. This is what the Google invite will look like. Okay. It gives you the link to the meeting. This is the meeting. And if you look down here, it gives you the meeting ID and the password. Okay. Now, how do we send it to our guests who we want to invite? On the left-hand side, you will look for guests. You see this one? Okay. We will click where it says add guests. There. And this is where we will enter the email address of the participant or whoever it is we want to invite. Right? Because remember, this is an online invitation, so we need to send that invite through an email. Yeah. Or if you already have the ability or you know how to copy this information and paste it on a WhatsApp message, you can also do it. Right? If you don't know how to, you can ask someone else to do it so that you don't have to go through this whole adding guests. So what you can do if you already have a group chat in WhatsApp and you want to create a Zoom meeting, you can share this link by copying and pasting it on your WhatsApp group chat. So everybody will have access to the link, right? If not, then you can always do this. Go to guests and enter the email address for those participants. So once you do that, you have entered the email addresses and you have invited people. You click on save, this button at the top here. I think it's, yeah. You'll have this save button at the top. So once you click save, that will automatically email it to your friends or guests. Yes, Miss Corinne.
Do you have to do that one by one, or will it bring up your list of contacts in your emails and then you just click on it?
No, you would have to enter them one by one.
Ooh.
Yes. What it does though, it kind of recognizes some of the emails that you have been using throughout, either if you have been sending emails or receiving emails. It saves some of those emails that you've been using. So when you're typing, for example, if your email is Corrine@gmail.com, once I start typing Corrine, it will give me that as a suggested email.
Okay.
Then I could just click on it and it will enter it into the guest list, right? But it again, it depends on the device that you're using.
Just for myself, because the wire today, block it.
So that is how we go ahead and create our invitation, right? It's a little bit, it's a process. It takes a while to create the invitation, but once we create it, again, we can send it via email, or we can copy the information that we had and paste it on WhatsApp or Facebook, wherever it is that your friends have access to the link, right? And once you send that, they can just click on the link and join your meeting whenever it's time, or they can join using the meeting ID or the password. Same way that you joined this event with me. Now, as the host, you will join your own meeting differently, right? You cannot just click on your link and join a meeting. So you can do that. You can do that as well, sorry. But it's, as the host, you have certain things that you want to prepare before your guests start coming in. You don't want to show up at the party that you're hosting at the same time that your guest starts, right? There's certain things you want to prepare before then. Okay, to do that, you go to your Zoom application, right? The same thing that I showed you here, where you sign in and your different action buttons, right? So you go to your Zoom application and you go to meetings. This one here at the top, right? So you click there, and here is where you will see the event that you have created, right? So I have an example here. This is an event that I created. And if you notice, the date says Friday, March 26, which is for tomorrow. And the time is 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Okay. So you will see your meetings or your created meetings here. When you click on meetings, you will see that information here. Right. So let me click here. Show me the invitation. Minutes before your session starts, you will have this option that says start. You will be able to click this start option, right? At the moment, it is way ahead of time, so I don't have that. But Zoom allows you to be able to join before your session. This is how it will look. See, it will be blue. So you will have that link activated. You will be able to click start to join your meeting. Right? At the moment, I'm not able to do this because I am currently in a meeting. So I cannot be at the same place, cannot be at two places at the same time. Right? So even Zoom understands that. So it doesn't allow me to do that. I am not able to click start because I am already hosting a meeting. Okay, so that's how it works. But nonetheless, this is where you will be able to start the meeting and wait for your participants to join. Okay. Any question regarding creating and setting up your Zoom meeting?
Yes, after you start and your guests start joining, we usually get a notice saying want to let you into the meeting. What action is it that the host has to do to let in the guests?
Correct, you're right, you're right. Let me see if that's something that I have here in my PowerPoint. Okay. What that does, remember, this is when you have a password, right? If you have a password or this is something that you have in your Zoom account settings. You can change it if you don't want. But to answer your question, if that is something that you see when you join an event, that means that it's like if I have a guest list, right, to my party or to my event, and it says, these are the people that can join my party. So what it does, it informs the host, okay, Corinne wants to join your meeting. Will you allow her to join? So what the guest has to do is to say, yes, I let her in. So as the guest or as the host, what we just need to do is to click on admit.
Okay.
All we need to do, click on admit, and then the participant joins your event. Right, that's what it does in the background. It just informs the host, such and such a person is waiting. Will you let them in? And then the host just needs to click on admit.
Okay.
Because sometimes, you know how people could come to your party even before it starts, right? If the host is not ready, that person cannot join the meeting. You're just a participant, right? So it's the host that has to start the meeting and start admitting people to the meeting. But that's a good question. Yes, as a participant, it does inform you of that sometimes.
I thought it was like everybody else was in the party and you're at the door rapping and you can't get in.
It could be that way, you know, because if it's something that other people have been admitted, you really can't see who all is at the party already, correct? You're at the waiting for you to be invited in. It's until you get in that you see, oh, Miss Lorraine is here, Miss Des is here, Miss Lillian, and good morning, everyone. Like that, right? That's the concept, that's the idea. Okay, so what we're going to look at now are the meeting controls. What all can the host do? And even the participants, what can you all do while you are in the event, right? So when you are in a Zoom meeting, if you take a look here at the bottom, oh, your setup may be a little bit different than what I have here, but more or less, this is something that you would notice you have. How many of you have seen these controls? These little icons here.
I have.
Yeah.
Miss Corinne, you've seen those? You all should be able to see these. Yes? Okay.
Yes.
So these are what we call meeting controls. It's what helps us to communicate and to navigate throughout the meeting or the event, right? So we're not there face to face, but there are controls here that we can use to imitate those face to face actions. Okay. So what are these meeting controls? What do these controls mean? We have here the first one that says the mute button, right? I'm quite sure that you all are familiar with the mute button. So that's what we use to mute or unmute, right? We have the second one, which is the enable or disable your own video camera. So by tapping on this icon or clicking on it, we can turn on or off our camera. So let me just hurry quickly drag this here to show you something that, oh no. Okay. Yes, so you have this option to enable your camera or to turn it on. If you don't want us to see you in the event, then you can turn off your camera. But if you have the ability to share your camera, you can enable it, right? Yes, there you go, Ms. Des. Good to see you. So these are the meeting controls, right? That we mostly use, the mute and the enable the video camera. Okay. The access security features, this is something that we'll skip because this is a little bit more complex. It has to do a lot with the security of the internet, right? So we will move on from this one for now. As the participant or the host, you have this other one that says the participants. This is an icon with two little people. Okay, so what this does, it shows you who all is in the event. Right, so if you want to see who all is in the event, you just click on that or tap on that, and you will be able to see the names or the list of invited or of your guests in the event. Right, so it gives you that option there. So it would be something like this. If you notice, it will give you a list of all the participants if you click on it. So let me move this back again. And if you don't want to see that list, you can always click on the X to exit it, right? To remove it from your screen. So I'll just click that and it turns it off. Okay. The other control that we have is the chat, right? That's the chat window. It's this little one here with the message icon. And what that allows us to do is to be able to chat or to communicate without having to unmute the mic with each other. Okay. So here, if you prefer to chat than to, it's like if you're at a party, right? If you rather speak with someone rather than go to the front and speak on the mic, you can always do these little steps.
Ms. Delphi, I can't see your screen.
You cannot see my screen?
I can't see your screen, Ms. Sutherland.
Okay, let me just make sure that I'm sharing here. How about now? Anyone seeing my screen?
Yes, Mama, I see it.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Sutherland, did you click on participants? If anything, you can just click on the X. Maybe it's just the type of view that you have. Okay, let me know, Ms. Sutherland, okay? But this is a chat window. So here is where we can have different conversations or chat conversations, right? So here, if you can type a message for everyone to, let me see here anything. I just sent a message, and what you will see is if you look at that icon, you will see that there is a notification that there is a new message in the chat window. And if you click on the chat, you will be able to see the message, right? And there you can all reply to the message, and everyone else will be seeing that notification, right? So that is the chat window. That is what we call the chat window. And this is very useful because sometimes we have events and our participant doesn't have a microphone to speak. They're able to hear, but they don't have a microphone. Again, it depends on the device that they have, right? So if they don't have a microphone, but they want to participate, they can always use the chat window. Here you can ask your questions, you can state your greetings, whatever it is that you want to communicate, right? And the host can see that as well. And everybody else, actually, all participants can see that. So here, Ms. Corinne has already posted a message and everybody should be able to see as long as you're in the meeting. Okay, so that is the chat window and I will exit it here. If I want to go back to it again, I just click on the chat icon, this one. Okay. The other control is what we call the share screen, right? And to share screen, it basically means exactly what I'm doing. I am sharing with you what I have on my computer screen. Okay, so this is a method to share PowerPoint presentations or videos. If I want you all to see a video that I want you to see at the same time, if we're going to be watching it at the same time, I can share my screen. Okay, so once you select share screen, it will prompt you to select what you want to share. Okay, so that is what it allows us to do, to share with our participants our screen. We also have the recording control, and this is what it looks like. And what that does is that it allows us to record our event, right? It's just like if we have a video camera recording our party, this is what it allows us to do, to save a recording of the event, right? So unfortunately with, if you are hosting a Zoom event with your phone, it does not allow you to record it. Okay, so it would have to be if you're using it on your tablet or on the computer, then it will allow you to be able to record. Okay, it's just maybe you don't need to record it. Again, it depends on why you want the recording. Okay, but that's just something that you need to be aware of. Okay.
That screen, is that only for the host or for anybody in the meeting?
The share screen?
The share screen and the record.
Yes, the share screen and the record for the host. There are some settings where the host can allow other people to share screen, right? But that is something that you would have to change in your settings, right? It's like if you're hosting again your party and then maybe you have your sister that wants to help you as well to host. She's the one allowed to go in the kitchen. She's the one allowed to manage the music. You can do that as well. You can assign somebody else as a co-host. But not as a participant. As a participant, you do not have these features available. You don't have these abilities. Okay. Any questions regarding Zoom, ladies? what you can do, what you cannot do, or anything that you want to ask me if you can do or can't. Wait, this
Yes, I have a question. Many times when you're on a Zoom meeting, we get distractions as you showed in your video. Is there any way to stop like calls and messages coming in? Because when they come in, it kind of blocks whatever the speaker is saying at the moment.
This is you as a host or as a...
Possibly.
Okay, if you're using your mobile device, there is a way, but that would require you to turn off all your notifications.
Okay.
That would require you to turn off all your notifications. And that is something that you would have to do in your phone settings.
Right.
Yeah, you would have to do that on your phone settings. Other than that, Zoom application itself cannot prevent that from happening.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So if you want to find out how, you can ask your mentor.
Okay.
On how to change those settings in your phone. But if it bothers you a lot, you can do it. But if it's something that you can ignore, I suggest not changing your notifications, because then after a while you might forget that you made those changes, and then you won't be seeing your messages. You won't know if you're getting a WhatsApp message. You don't know if you get a Facebook message, right? So yeah, again, it's just how inconvenient it is for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions, ladies? Regarding Zoom, it's quite easy, right? It is quite easy to be a participant and to be a host.
I was trying to send a message, but I don't know how to do that one the way how you do just now.
Okay, you're on your phone, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Can you see the panel of controls, which is the one that I had showed you? This one here at the bottom. It should be at the bottom of the screen. Where you have the mute and unmute. In that same line of buttons, you need to look for the chat button, the one with the message icon. You get it, Ms. Des? It will prompt.
If she does that right away, she could touch more with the 3 dots.
Oh, touch the one with the more?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's in the, sorry. Thanks, Miss Corrine. Thanks, Miss Corrine.
Yeah. 3 dots, don't touch it. I have a save on it, we mark hand rise, meeting sign, set it, meeting setting. And I say chat 3.
Mm-hmm. The chat. The 3 means there's 3 messages already. Tap on that one now.
Okay. Tap on
your chat window.
Okay. I done. Okay, then to reply, you touch the bottom. Okay, then I say, make a say first. I want to say right now.
Touch send to everyone.
Okay, right now. Good morning, ladies. Right now, make a. Okay.
Send to everyone. You touch that, and then it will give you the space to type in your message.
Okay, then I say.
In everyone.
Yes, I get it. Finally.
You got your message as well. Yes, so that's how we use the chat option, right?
Thank you. Yes, yes, I get it. Yes.
Yes,
Thanks, Corrine, for the guidance.
Thank you very, very much.
So that is how you send the chat messages, Ms. Des, right?
Thank you.
Communicate.
You see, we never too old for learn.
No.
That is indeed very true. And I honestly hope that at the end of today, you have learned at least something new that you
Yes, ma'am, I learn a new one too.
yes. Okay, ladies, any other question regarding Zoom? We still have a few minutes before we end, and I want to start with WhatsApp and see what you already know, because I'm pretty sure you all are quite familiar with that application.
Can you go over the share screen option there at the bottom?
The share screen, sure. So with the share screen, as I was saying, it allows you to share your view with other people, whatever it is that you're seeing, right? In this case, I want to share my PowerPoint presentation with you. So I do the share screen, okay?
Okay.
So at this time, I am not able to show you the options because I am sharing my screen. If I do, I will not be able to share my screen. So
okay.
Once you click share screen, what it does, it prompts you to choose what it is you want to share.
Okay.
What it does, it reflects the same thing that I have on your screen.
Okay.
So exactly what you're seeing is what I am seeing in front of you.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't have to do
that would, like, if I want to share a video, say from YouTube, I just go to that video. I do share screen first, then go to the video, or do the video first, then go to share screen.
You would, what I would suggest is you prepare what you want to show first, right? Prepare what you want to show first, and then you go to share screen. And once you click share screen, it will give you what you have prepared as an option to share.
Okay.
So if for example, if you're using your computer or your tablet, you open the video, you go to YouTube, open the video, so that when you click share screen, you will see that as an option.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So
and is that only when you're a host or as a participant?
As a host, only the host can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, the only way, like in this example, right? If I am the host and you all are participants, but if, say for example, you, Miss Karina, or one of our participants have something to share, then I would need to give you that permission.
Okay.
Yes, I can do that, except I would have to change the setting from my account to do that. Right, so that is possible. There is ability for you to do that.
Okay.
Thank
you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Thank you, ladies, for your interest in Zoom. Okay, before we end, right, what we're going to be looking at next would be, let me just proceed here, WhatsApp. And what I want to know, I know you all have used this application, and I have some preliminary questions here regarding the application, and based on that, I will know what to share with you. Okay. So WhatsApp. Do we know how to send messages through WhatsApp?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Chat via WhatsApp, right? Okay. Yes. Do we know how to do a video call or voice call?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we have what we call voice call and, sorry, Ms. Corinne, you were saying?
How about a three-way call?
That is a group call. We can do that as well on WhatsApp.
There were family call. Family, who call it?
Yes, the group, we call, well, WhatsApp calls it group chat or group call. But it's the same concept when you have, if it's a family group, or if we create a group ourselves, we can do that as well. But the concept is the group chat concept. So is that something you would want to get reinforcement on how to use? We can look at that. tomorrow if we can, right?
Okay.
Do you know how to send a voice message?
No.
Yes, ma'am.
I think so.
Okay, so we have not everyone with the voice message. We have the group calls. Do you know how to create a group in WhatsApp?
No.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so we have creating a group.
Do you mean the group call? Do you mean the three-way call?
Yes, how to do a tree.
Not even the group
Not
chat.
necessarily a
Yes,
tree
ma'am.
Comes up like
call.
how to do.
How to create a group where you can do the calls and you can also send the messages, share pictures within that same group.
Oh, no, I only could do the call.
Okay, and then we will look at creating a group in WhatsApp, right? Which is a group chat. Do you know how to search for a message? Like if you have chats, 20 different people, and you're talking about a phone number that someone shared with you in chat, but you don't know who or which person.
Yes, ma'am. I know about that one day.
You know how to search messages?
No.
No.
Yeah. So we can look at searching messages as well. We know how to do video calls. I think
Yes.
I asked you that, right? Okay, we know how to do video calls. Okay, so, and how to share pictures or share videos?
Yes, ma'am. I know how to do that one day.
You know how to share.
I things I know and some of the things I don't know.
Okay, great. There are some other things that we can share on WhatsApp, but if we have
Yes,
to
ma'am.
look at that, right? But I want to be able to touch with you with the very basics, which is like the voice messages, the group chats, the group calls and the voice messages, right? Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
what I want you to, you all have WhatsApp, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll have WhatsApp. That's very
Ma'am.
good. Okay, great. And now as it relates to Facebook, do we all have a Facebook account?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I have a Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook. I call it the Facebook.
Some people call it the fastbook.
Yeah.
The fastbook, because people like fast roll, like they say. Okay, so as it relates, yeah. For Facebook, what do you use it for?
To promote my job.
Okay, use it to market.
Post.
To
Bible verse.
To search for Bible verses. Okay.
Watch the news.
Look on news.
Okay. Do you know how to add a friend?
Yes.
Like if you see someone there and they're not your friend, but you want them to make them part of your friends list. Okay, so we know how to do that, right?
Just click on their name, I think.
Say that again, Miss Patsy. Sorry, I did not.
Just click on their name.
Click on the name. And then if they're not your friends, right below their picture, it will give you the option that says add us.
Right.
I would love to learn how to do the privacy settings so only my friends and acquaintances could see what I have posted.
Okay, we have privacy settings indeed.
And I want to learn how to delete some of them too.
That easy, Miss Desiree.
It is.
You added them, but you no longer want them to. You don't want them to be able to see all of that. That happens. That happens.
Because some of them like cuss up Miss Delcy. So you don't need them there one day.
We don't need that
Not at all.
negativity in the life.
No.
We don't need that. That's
Positive people in my life right now.
that's the beauty of Facebook. You have the ability to do whatever you want with it, right? If you don't want to see
Okay, I have
people,
to
you
learn
could
about it.
remove them. If you want to add people, you could add them and remove them eventually. Yeah,
Black. Black.
Mhm. And you can block them too. Yeah, you can block them so that they won't even bother you or
Never get
your friend request. Yeah. Okay, so and how about Facebook Messenger? Use it?
Yes.
I would like to know how to block somebody from Messenger because she keeps sending me posts all through the day and night, 2 o'clock in the morning. One day I got 45 messages from her. 45 posts.
Oh, wow.
But still come.
Okay, I can show you that. Yes. Okay, then. So we have, let me see here. We have WhatsApp, Facebook, and we have Zoom. Okay, if we have a little bit of time tomorrow, I can share YouTube. Right?
Okay.
So YouTube, how to use YouTube other than just watching a video and searching. Right? There are other things that we can do with YouTube as well. But yes, so generally that is what I wanted to know, get an idea of how much you know already of these applications, because we have been using those applications, right? But there's a little bit more that we can do with it. And that is what I want to touch tomorrow.
Okay.
To work along with these privacy settings and these little additional features that we have available, right? So if you can, and for those of you that are not on your phone, bring along your phone and have them available so that we can try them out while we are in this session. Okay?
Okay.
Great. Any
Yes, ma'am.
question, ladies, before we end today?
On the laptop, sometimes when you go into the apps, I'm not sure if I should right click or left click, single click or double click.
On which one, Miss Corinne? Double click on
On
what?
applications on the laptop.
Okay, those will always be double click, sorry.
Left or right click?
Double.
Left, double left click. To open the applications, it would be double left click. If it's on your mobile, it's just one tap, right? Okay, so if it's on a laptop, then you want to double click on it to open it. Okay, ladies, anything else? So far we're good, right? Again, as I mentioned, come prepared tomorrow with your mobile devices and your WhatsApp and your Facebook.
Okay, by the grace of God.
Those things.
Ladies, have a wonderful rest of the day by the grace of God, Mom.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. I will see you until tomorrow again.
By the grace of God.
Here and be safe, okay? Thank you.
For the nice session. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, ladies, have a good day. I've been enjoying this session listening to you. I hope you can block those people harassing you, sending you too many messages. Please don't block me.